everybody. All right, let's talk about how we open our flute case. So first of all, the number one thing we always want to do when we're opening our flute case is to have our flute on a flat, steady level surface. You never want to be opening your flute on your lap, and you definitely don't ever want to be opening your flute on top of your music stand, because if your flute were to roll off or fall off either your lap or that music stand, it would be a really bad day for your flute. So let's just keep our flute nice and safe. Make sure you put your case right on a table in front of you, or you can put it on the ground right in front of you. Once we've done that, let's take a look at our case. So flute cases look like a lot of different things. I'm going to show you two types. So your case might look like this, where it has two buttons as the latch. The way you're going to open it is you're going to take both buttons, slide them to the outside of the flute, and then lift up on your case. Okay, to close it, you just gently push it back down until it clicks. Or your case might look more like this, where it has two latches that look like this. Now, it's kind of hard to tell where the top of the case is, so you want to look on both sides of your flute to see where a label is. Now, I created my own label because this case is kind of old and the label has worn off, but yours will have either the brand or maybe a sticker on top, and that's how you know what the top of the case is. So we're going to put it with the label facing up, and then you're going to flip both latches up and lift up the case so you can see that your flute fits inside nicely. What I would really recommend you do is to use a device of some kind to take a picture, or maybe you want to draw a picture of how your flute fits in the case, so that when we get around to taking our flute out, we know the way that we're supposed to put it back in, because the flute kind of fits in your case like a puzzle. It's okay to touch your flute, to gently lift it out, and you can see that there are indentations in our case that fit perfectly with our keys. It's always really, really important that we put our flute back exactly the way we found it every time, to keep it nice and safe and to make sure it fits in the case properly. Now to close our case, we're just going to gently fold the lid down. You should never ever have to force the lid shut. It should always close easily. If it doesn't close easily, then you know that your flute is not quite in here correctly. We want to make sure that we seal those latches nice and tight so that when we pick up our flute and walk away, the flute case does not tip open and all of our flute comes falling out onto the ground. So this way we can carry it safely and have a really successful experience.